Hey everyone, I'm Matt Albasi, the resident data journalist here at Muck Rack. I'm so excited that we're releasing the latest edition of State of Journalism Report. We spoke to more than 1,500 journalists from all over the world to learn what's going on in their lives. This year, I reworked the survey to dig into some big trends in the industry that I've been seeing, and I tried to capture some questions that I hear over and over again from journalists and PR pros. And now I just wanted to share some of what I think are the coolest things we learned this year. First, journalists are actually optimistic. For an industry that has so much to deal with day to day, I was so happy to hear that a huge chunk of journalists find their work meaningful, rewarding, and exciting. Granted, about half of them also said it's exhausting, but overall, that's a pretty great trend. Second, I've been hearing more and more about journalists who have struck out on their own and started self publishing. I know for me, a solid chunk of my daily news comes directly from self published journalist newsletters, from people like Ken Klippenstein and Walter Hickey and tons more. But I wanted to know how big of a trend this really is, so I asked. Turns out, fully one third of journalists surveyed self publish in some way. Now, most of them aren't making a ton of money from it yet, but 61% are supplementing their income, and 16% say self publishing accounts for at least half of their annual income. This is one of those things that I fully expect to accelerate year over year. Finally, I've been asking this question for years about what social media is the most valuable for journalists. And historically, the answer has always been X or Twitter, depending on what year you ask it. But this year has changed. And in an answer that truly surprised me, Facebook is now the most valuable social media platform for journalists. Now, there's an important caveat to this here. In terms of the percentage of people who said Facebook was their go to platform, that figure hasn't really changed year over year. It's still just a little over a quarter of journalists at like 27%. But last year, 36% of journalists said X was the MVP, and that's down to 21% this year. That seems to track with some of the other data we collected. 35% of journalists also told us they quit using X professionally this year. There are a ton of interesting data points and insights in the full report, so head over to the link and check out the fun data visualizations I put together, explore the response pool a little bit, and download the full report. Jump into the comments and let me know what you think of this year's report, or if you have any ideas for what we should be asking journalists next year, please let me know.